have you been?
What are you doing in my house?
You first.
I knew if you would have told me that a year ago, you would still be living in this house.
I do now.
You need to do what he says, lady. Hands up. Nice and slow.
Yeah, I heard about what happened. I am so sorry for your loss.
You started this whole story with her texting. I know you have her number. Give it here. Give it.
Is this how you are, Lockley?
Well, I haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary. But, Rosalind, even if I did, why would I tell you?
Studios and networks, they can fire you at any time if they choose.
Have you ever wondered what really happens when an actress walks away from the role that made her a household name at the height of her fame?
I don't regret that. The communication, I would do that differently. But I think I made the best choice for myself at the time.
The decision Jill Marie Jones made in 2006 shocked millions of fans and left one of television's most beloved shows scrambling to explain her sudden disappearance.
Vegas.
Phoenix. What? I thought the category was cities in the desert.
But the real story behind her exit involves broken contracts, unfulfilled promises, and a truth about Hollywood that nobody talks about.
He had a script ready to go. So I don't know. It's above my pay grade. So I don't know what the hiccup is there.
And here's what will leave you speechless. The reunion that just happened months ago revealed something about her character's storyline that changes everything you thought you knew.
To come back for like maybe 4 episodes on the end or whatever like that, and it never happened.
But before we get there, let me tell you about the career she built before anyone knew her name. And the final revelation about what she's doing right now will make you see her in a completely different light. January 4th, 1975, Dallas, Texas. A girl is born who will one day become one of television's most controversial departures. But before Jill Marie Jones ever stepped in front of a camera, she was living a completely different dream. After graduating from Duncanville High School, she attended Texas Women's University, but her real passion was performing, just not the kind you'd expect. Jones became a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, one of the most prestigious dance positions in American sports.
Tony Childs. I was actually a proud Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. I'm so excited today.
For 2 years, she wore the iconic uniform, performed on Monday Night Football, and became the embodiment of athletic glamour. She then spent a year as a Dallas Mavericks dancer, mastering her craft and building stamina that would serve her later.
The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders we go through like this long process as far as our auditions. They do give you a test on the game of football.
But here's what most people don't know. Jones didn't just dance for American audiences. She toured with the United Service Organization and the United States Department of Defense, traveling to Korea, Japan, Israel, and Egypt, performing for troops overseas. This wasn't just about entertainment. Jones was building a work ethic, learning to command attention, and discovering how to connect with audiences from vastly different backgrounds. The discipline required to perform at that level, the early mornings, the physical demands, the constant scrutiny, was preparing her for something bigger. But even she didn't know what was coming. In the late 1990s, Jones made a decision that would change her trajectory forever. She moved to Los Angeles to pursue modeling and eventually acting. It was a gamble. Thousands of beautiful, talented women move to Los Angeles every year with the same dream, and most never make it. Jones was different. In 2002, she was featured as a cover girl for King magazine, a moment that showcased not just her beauty, but her growing presence in entertainment culture. But what Jones really wanted was to act. In 2000, she made her screen debut on the Saturday morning series City Guys.
Okay, everyone, let's get started. Come on, give me a V. Give me an I.
A small role that barely registered. Then, later that year, everything changed. Creator Mara Brock Akil was casting a new comedy series for UPN about 4 Black women navigating life, love, and friendship in Los Angeles. The show would be called Girlfriends. And Jones auditioned for one of the 4 leading roles.
You have to understand, most people don't get to live inside their dream, and I get to do that.
Jones landed the role of Antoinette Tony Childs, and the chemistry between her and her co-stars Tracy Ellis Ross, Golden Brooks, and Persia White was electric.
That rule was cute in high school, but we're not doing it in the backseat of cars anymore. We're doing it to get cars.
Toni was materialistic, self-centered, image-obsessed, and absolutely hilarious. She was the friend who drove you crazy, but you couldn't imagine your life without. Jones played her with such commitment that audiences couldn't tell where the character ended and the actress began. And that's exactly what made Girlfriends so special.
Name is Darren. He's a dermatologist friend of Todd's, and before you say no, he's black. Look, we'll double date. Blue Friday night will pick you up.
The show premiered on September 11th, 2000. Yes, that date would become infamous 1 year later, but on this day, it marked the beginning of something culturally significant. Girlfriends wasn't just another sitcom. It was about Black women living complex, messy, authentic lives.
You know, we're 4 black women, but we could be any race. We deal with women issues. It makes me so proud to sit here and say I'm on a show that's not just a black show.
It showed professional women dealing with career ambitions, romantic disasters, friendship conflicts, and personal growth.
One of the things I loved about the show is every single woman on that show was a professional.
It was funny, sharp, and real in ways that television rarely allowed Black women to be. For 6 seasons, Jones poured herself into Toni Childs. The character got married to Todd Garrett, played by Jason Pace, in storylines that had fans invested in every twist and turn.
Choose only one person to be with. So I choose Joan because I love her, proving I am capable of love.
Toni and Joan's friendship, played opposite Tracy Ellis Ross, became one of television's most compelling female relationships. Sometimes toxic, always honest, and deeply human.
Joan, are you really gonna throw away 20 years of this friendship?
The show tackled everything from class differences to colorism to what it means to be a good friend when you're also deeply flawed. But behind the scenes, something was brewing. By 2005, Jones was approaching the end of her contract. She'd been playing Toni Childs for 6 years, and while the show was successful, she had other dreams. Film roles, different characters, a chance to prove she could do more than one iconic part. When her contract expired in 2006, Jones made a decision that would define the next chapter of her career and change Girlfriends forever. She left the show. May 2006. The announcement sent shockwaves through the fan base. Toni Childs, one of the 4 core characters, was gone. The show's writers had to scramble to explain her absence, ultimately writing that Toni moved to New York with her husband and child. But fans weren't satisfied. They felt abandoned. They demanded answers, and the rumors started immediately. Was she fired? Did she have conflicts with the cast? Was she too difficult to work with?
For us, speaking about Girlfriends, it was yanked off of television, and Girlfriends didn't get a proper ending.
In a 2007 interview, Jones finally addressed the departure directly, explaining that it wasn't about drama or conflict. It was about contract expiration and career ambitions. She'd wanted to experience the film world, to stretch herself as an actress, to not just be defined by one character. The writers were brilliant, she said, and there was more story to tell with Toni, but for her personally, it was time to move on. But here's the part that nobody talks about. Leaving Girlfriends at the height of its success was a massive professional risk. The show continued for 2 more seasons without her, and while fans adjusted, many never forgave the decision. Jones was betting on herself, believing that opportunities would come, and they did. Just not in the way she might have hoped. After leaving Girlfriends, Jones dove into film work. In 2007, she starred in the comedy films Universal Remote and Red Rum, and appeared in The Perfect Holiday.
Okay. Your next one is definitely decaf.
It's crazy that we're sitting here like Starbucks stalkers. They're gonna name a drink after us.
Opposite Queen Latifah, Terrence Howard, Morris Chestnut, Rachel True, and Gabrielle Union.
We just can't go around killing innocent people.
We'll only kill people who deserve it.
She filmed Major Movie Star with Jessica Simpson. She appeared in music videos for Neo's She Got Her Own in 2008, and T.I.'s Got Your Back featuring Carrie Hilson in 2010. In 2009, she co-starred with Laura Herring in the independent film Drool.
I invited myself. Who invited you? Oh, shit.
These were solid credits, but they weren't leading to the breakout film career she'd envisioned. Hollywood has a way of typecasting actors, especially black women, and breaking out of that box is exponentially harder than people realize. Jones kept working. She was cast in the leading role in the TBS microseries Jillian in Georgia in 2010.
I hope you still feel that way when my broke behind is still sleeping on your rollaway bed.
But the trajectory wasn't what it could have been. Then, in 2013, something shifted. Jones appeared in the second season of American Horror Story in the episode Spilt Milk, playing a call girl named Pandora. It was a small role, but it showcased her range. Later that year, she was cast in a recurring role as Cynthia Irving on the Fox supernatural drama series Sleepy Hollow, a show that was gaining a cult following. In February 2015, Starz announced that Jones was cast in a leading role as Michigan State Trooper Amanda Fisher in the horror comedy series Ash vs. Evil Dead. This was significant.
But I can't really, trust my eyes these days.
There's nothing wrong with your eyes.
The show, based on the cult classic Evil Dead franchise, gave Jones a chance to play a completely different type of character, tough, action-oriented, and embedded in a horror comedy world that had nothing to do with romantic sitcoms. She starred in the series from 2015 to 2016, proving she could hold her own in genre television. But Jones wasn't just acting. She was evolving into a producer and creative force. In 2018, she began starring in and producing Monogamy, a drama series for the Urban Movie Channel.
And how do you know how much what you might have been feeling is real?
The show explored modern relationships, infidelity, and the question of whether one person can truly be everything to another person.
Monogamy should have a question mark at the end of it.
Monogamy ran for multiple seasons and gave Jones creative control over storytelling that mattered to her. The show dealt with swap therapy, couples exchanging partners in a controlled environment to gain perspective on their relationships. It was provocative, boundary pushing, and the kind of project that Jones wanted to be associated with. She wasn't just playing characters anymore. She was shaping narratives.
The type of actor that likes to live a little off the sidewalk in terms of the roles that I choose.
In 2019, something magical happened. Jones reunited with her Girlfriends co-stars Tracee Ellis Ross, Golden Brooks, and Persia White in an episode of Ross's ABC comedy series Blackish.
I love how topical the subject matters are and how important they are. And they do it in a way that is not aggressively in your face, but you hear it.
The reunion was emotional for fans who'd waited over a decade to see the four women together again. It was brief, but it reminded everyone why Girlfriends had mattered so much in the first place. But here's what fans don't realize. Even though Jones and her co-stars reunited for that special moment, there's been ongoing talk about a Girlfriends reboot. Mara Brock Akil reportedly had a script ready to go. All four women wanted to do it.
All the girls want it. All four of us want it, but we weren't producers on that show. But Mara Brock Akil, to my knowledge, she had a script ready to go.
But like so many projects in Hollywood, it's stuck in the complicated world of ownership rights, network decisions, and gatekeepers who control what gets made. Jones has made it clear that she'd be open to returning for a limited series that would give the show a proper ending, something Girlfriends never got when it was abruptly canceled in 2008.
For the fans, even if it was just a coming back for 6 episodes, just to finalize it.
In 2021, Jones was cast in the Oprah Winfrey Network legal drama series Delilah, created by Craig Wright of Greenleaf fame.
I need to know if it's true. Is there an active cover-up that I need to know about, Fred?
I don't pretend to know everything that the U.S. Army does.
She starred alongside Ma Hill in a show about a brilliant lawyer with a strong moral compass who fights for the voiceless. Jones played a lawyer whose character was close friends with the title character, but the two found themselves on opposing sides of a major case.
20 years without going up against each other in court. Let's not do it now.
The show had everything going for it: strong writing, powerful performances, and the OWN network's backing. But Delilah was canceled after a single season, another reminder of how difficult it is to sustain shows in the modern television landscape. That same year, Jones had a supporting role in the period romantic drama film Charming the Hearts of Men, continuing her work in independent film. In 2023, she landed a recurring role in the Showtime drama series That She, further proving her versatility across genres and platforms.
Yeah, the barbershop in the front is a nice decoy. Only the cool kids know what goes on in the back. very smart.
But something else was happening during these years, something personal and profound. In December 2024, Jones experienced the devastating loss of her mother. Grief is universal, but for someone who'd spent their entire adult life performing, creating, and moving forward, this loss hit differently. Jones reunited with her former girlfriend's co-star, Jason Pace, who played her on-screen husband, Todd Garrett, to celebrate the holidays and process the loss together. Their friendship, which began on set decades ago, had endured through all the industry changes and personal evolutions. And then, in early 2025, Jones embarked on something completely new. She's currently on a national tour for the stage play, Games Women Play, which began in February 2025 and has already visited over 10 cities. She's starring in the production alongside Claudia Jordan, and the play explores relationships, communication, and the games people play and love. Themes that Jones has been exploring throughout her career, from girlfriends to monogamy to her real-life observations.
We're like twins. I am so like Paisley, and I'm so joking. Paisley's fun, though. Paisley, I think she's misunderstood, but she is fancy.
The play is resonating with audiences because it's not just entertainment, it's conversation.
Because we are a show that invites interaction, it's like they're having fun and we're having fun.
People leave the theater talking about their own relationships, their own patterns, their own blind spots. Jones brings her full range to the stage, combining the comedy chops she honed on Girlfriends with the dramatic depth she's developed over 2 decades of diverse roles. What's striking about Jones's career arc is how it defies the traditional Hollywood narrative. She walked away from security to chase possibility. She took risks that didn't always pay off in obvious ways. She weathered criticism from fans who felt betrayed by her departure from Girlfriends. She dealt with the reality that leaving a hit show doesn't automatically translate to film stardom. And yet, she kept working, kept creating, kept evolving. At 50 years old, Jones is in a different phase of her career and life. In recent interviews, she's been refreshingly honest about dating, relationships, and what she wants at this stage.
To be an older age, I'm like, this is what it is. Yeah. This is what you are. Listen, are we good?
She's not married and doesn't have children, and she's unapologetic about her choices. She's talked about being someone who falls easily in love, who wants that rom-com feeling, but who's also learned to be more discerning over the years.
I am very, I am somebody who falls easily. Same. You know what I mean? I've gotten better over the years.
She's joked that at 50, she doesn't have the memory to play games anymore. She just has to be authentic about who she is and what she wants. This authenticity has become Jones's trademark. Whether she's discussing her character Paisley in Games Women Play, a woman who might seem fancy and materialistic on the surface, but has much more depth when you actually get to know her, or reflecting on her own journey. Jones understands that people are more complicated than they appear.
If you just look at the cover and you don't read the book, you might judge her for her fanciness. You might think she might go after a certain kind of guy.
That's what made Toni Childs so compelling. That's what makes Jones herself so interesting to watch. Looking back at the decision to leave Girlfriends, it's clear that Jones's bet on herself, while professionally risky, allowed her to build a career on her own terms. She produces. She chooses projects that matter to her. She works in television, film, and theater.
I write. I've been very fortunate to have sold a couple of things, and I have a short that I'm getting ready to co-direct, something that I wrote. So I'm really excited about that.
She's not defined by one role, even though Toni Childs will always be part of her legacy. And with Games Women Play touring nationally right now, Jones is proving that there's still so much more story to tell. The actress who started as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, who traveled the world performing for troops, who became a television icon, and who walked away from that icon to find herself. She's still here, still working, still creating. Her net worth is estimated at approximately $2.5 million as of 2025, built through decades of consistent work across multiple platforms. But the real wealth is in the choices she's made, the risks she's taken, and the fact that at 50, she's touring the country in a stage play, completely present and engaged with audiences in a way that television never quite allows. As for what's next, Jones has made it clear she's open to possibilities. A girlfriend's reunion movie? If the circumstances are right, absolutely. More producing? Without question. Continuing to explore complex women in film, television, and stage? That's the plan. The woman who once left the biggest role of her career to chase something bigger is still chasing, still discovering, and still showing us that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away from what everyone expects you to be so you can become who you're meant to be.